Okay. I added files to the assignment. So when you go to the assignment, you can find this, as well as Dr. Fogelman has you know, the tables that he has in the slides, but I thought these were a little bit easier to read or just look at. And these are the ones that Liberty Mutual uses. Supposedly, everyone knows these because of Liberty Mutual. You know, they use it, and so they're also sometimes referred to as the Liberty Mutual tables. But anyway, these are the psychophysical tables.
That's an insurance company.
Yeah. So if you want to, if you think any company would really understand the risks related to safety for a particular any given industry, it's probably an insurance company, because their money rides on that. I mean, if they understand the risks, then they make money. If they don't understand the risks, then they probably lose money. So, so that's a place to work. They're safety people at insurance companies, and you know, they probably have a pretty good understanding. You know, it's not perfect, obviously, but if anybody knows, it's probably them because of money. You'll see that the assignment, it's not really an assignment, it's a sample report. I don't have an assignment with instructions, but basically what I want you to do is duplicate what's in the report, but for your own self. It's going to be a squat versus stoop lift, surprise. And well, let's go ahead and just look at the report to get an understanding of what the assignment is, and then we'll dive into it. And basically, I'm treating today like past assignments. We're just going to walk through one sort of practice together, and then you'll do your own on your own. I think this is it. All right, so go ahead. You can use the figures from the biomechanics worksheet. So just go ahead and put those in your report in place of these ones. Don't feel the need to recreate the wheel or anything, reinvent the wheel. But we're going to use Garg's equation. What was that from? Do you remember?
Oh, that was the total energy for a jump.
So that was from applied physiology. So the one we just were working on. So these four things. That's not working as nicely as I wanted it to. So Garg's equation, the NIOSH lifting equation, the REBA, and the psychophysical tables. So the first two involve equations and math. We've kind of gone over that. For the NIOSH lifting equation, I don't care if you use the app or if you use the spreadsheet that you'll see online. So Dr. Fogelman has a spreadsheet that you can use for this assignment. You know, I don't mind you using it. So you can enter your information here, you know, your weight in pounds, and it looks like, you know, the metric is converted automatically. Although, you know, if you use this spreadsheet, you'll have to update something. So our weight was 15 kilograms, I believe, when we did the stoop lift. So we're using the lift that you did for the biomechanics lab as the lift for all of these methods. And so we may have to do some measuring, but that's okay. So you can see he has a sheet for the NIOSH lifting equation for Garg's method, and it's already all set up. you can use it. You'll just have to make sure that your numbers are in there correctly. So if you want to use this, that's fine. And if you want to make your own, that's fine. If you want to use the app instead of this, either one works. Just be ready to report your findings. So you're using the same information with these 4 different techniques. And you don't necessarily have to describe this in the report, but what I want is for you to learn how to use them, and then to see how they give you different answers. They'll give you a different output, and just being able to understand and interpret the output, the result is important. So please do describe yourself and the lift. Such as some of the basic information. You don't have to do anything more than what's already in the sample report. And so
what does this one do?
This one is like November 5th or something. It's early November. So you have a couple weeks. And
We're meeting every Then we just go for a drink.
one
Okay. This Sunday is 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
one thing I
Probably
forgot.
get there early.
So
Wait,
what?
are you gonna be picking up the trash? I haven't started yet.
One thing I forgot to do is print out your take-home exams. So we'll finish early, and I'll go print them, and then you'll have time. I want to make sure you have at least 2 weeks for those as well. But I think it is early November is the due date as well. If not, I'll change it. So just write a basic description of what I'm about to read below. You can see this sample, and this is Dr. Fogelman's sample. There's just a couple sentences. It doesn't have to be more than that. Insert your tables. I will point out the caption is above. So for tables, it goes above, and for figures, it goes below. I might get picky, and if you don't do it the right way, then I'll say something and take a point off. Yeah.
Let's tell the boys opposite.
See how we're being recorded.
Yeah. I already talked about the right way. So if they listen to this, then they'll be fine.
I've heard anything.
So this is his REBA scoring sheet that he uses. I printed off, the REBA. That's all on one page for you. You could either scan this or take a picture of it. I know that's going to be it'll be a page of your report, but just like paste it right in there. So you'll fill out a REBA and do a REBA for this.
So you're just doing a squat lift, and you kind of have to just do a rebond yourself.
Yes, but you're doing both a squat and a stoop. So we're still comparing the two, but then I also informally just want you to see how each of these kind of gives you a different thing. You don't have to talk about inter-method comparisons, but do look a little bit at and talk a little bit about the intra-method. So the stoop versus squat for each one. So on the REBA, according to the REBA, the stoop is better. According to the psychophysical table, the squat is better. And you see for the figure, he has it below. That's the correct way. So you will have some pages, but it'll just be, photos or scans of your REBA. And for the NIOSH lifting equation, if you do it on your phone, then just take a screenshot of it filled out, and then you could take a screenshot of the result window or page that shows you the lifting index. I'm fine with that. If you use the spreadsheet, then just do like he does, paste it right in and label it and show all the results. And for the psychophysical tables, the PDF is on Canvas, so you can do it digitally, just like, if you are doing it on a touch screen, you could just circle the numbers that you're using, or in like Adobe, you can put little boxes around like that. Just highlight, make it easy for me to see what you decided, what values you used, and then just paste that right in. He's only got one page for that, so. So questions on that? Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. There will be a little bit of effort involved, but it's not, not rocket science, not super difficult. So I'm not going to worry about going over the figures. You guys already have those. Garg's equation we just covered, and you guys are done or almost done with that, right? So I'm hoping, do you want to go over that again, or? Okay.
Sorry.
Clear. The clear answer is good. So let's do a REBA for the example that he has here, but we're not going to refer to his REBA until at the end, and we'll see if we get the same numbers. I guess we need the stick figure, and we might need to make up some other information, but we'll figure that out as we get there. So I'm going to steal a REBA. When you say physical, we can go over there if you want. You want to?
I don't know. Do we?
What?
We don't need to. Yeah.
We don't need to, but if you want, we could go over there, or we could do the lab in here, and we'll use me as an example and walk through all of them, or except Garg's. But we'll walk through REBA, the psychophysical tables, and NIOSH lifting equation for me doing a squat versus a stoop. Let's do that if you want something a little more hands-on. So it will be different than the numbers in there, and that's okay. I try to carry my office in my backpack, so it is kind of heavy what weight it is, but we'll say that it's, and I don't have a tape measure. You don't have to bust out a tape measure, but so we'll just guesstimate on some of these. We will need some distances and things for the psychophysical tables.
It turns around that is it's saying 120 for one and 140 for the other, though.
For where are you looking at?
The pictures or the graphic.
Yeah, I don't know
They're
what
a little skewed.
what units those are exactly. But we'll
It
just,
looks like it's supposed to be 140 though.
in what units do you think?
Probably
Centimeters? Probably. We can go with those numbers. So like when you guys do a squat lift, do you, if you were, let's pretend this was in like a work setting. I know, like if you're actually squatting, you're supposed to, have your head up and everything. But
Yeah, you're supposed to look at the ceiling and not when it comes to your back straight.
or at least, yeah, that's how most people.
You're supposed to do it.
Yeah. Try to do it. But I feel like if I'm at work, if I'm at work, I'm not really doing that. And so my neck would be bent forward. So I'm just, we'll go through this as if I'm doing a lift. But I feel like I would be looking down at the box to grab it. So we'll go with a +2 there. Trunk position. Let me just pull up Ariba so that it's at least relevant to what's on the screen. And what's on the screen is relevant to what we're doing. All right. Trunk position. I think slightly bent over.
Slightly. Probably not more than 20 degrees.
All right, so we'll do a +2 for that. Legs.
You're bending your knee. So
Yeah.
that's a 2.
Yep. So posture score A, we need to use the table here. For neck, we have 2. For for everything, we have 2. That makes it nice and easy. For trunk, we have 2. And then for
So like, we're supposed to be 2 and 4 though. This is add 2 and then it's +1 or plus. This one's weird.
well, yeah, so the posture score is going to be a 4, right? If we do 2 for trunk, 2 for neck, and 2 for legs, we come to 4. But then after we enter in this little box, then it says, depending on the load, we're going to add. And when I have my water and my computer in here, it's probably more than 22. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weak, but let's say it is. So +2 there. So we're going to end up with a score of 6 for for score A. For arm and wrist analysis,
What I was saying with the legs though, it's saying you should adjust if you're at more than a 30 degrees angle.
oh, you're
I
right.
think we're supposed to be at a 4.
You're right. So you're correct.
All right.
No, thanks for pointing that out. So leg score is 4, so that puts us at a 6. For the posture score, adding 2 gives us 8. Arm and wrist analysis, probably, I don't know, what do you think, a +2?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You pick it up now.
Right, and if I don't have to, I'm not gonna lift it higher than knuckle height. Although, let's pretend I'm doing the lift that you guys did, which
Would be up and over.
yeah, was it? Well, for you guys, yes, it was over.
Short as hell, so that went over my head.
So what I printed out is not enough for what we're gonna do today. This just goes up to
15 inches. I'm putting it up like 120.
so yeah, this goes up to shoulder height, but we need to pull up. I want to make sure. Yeah, well, over the shoulder is it's yes. Any work over the shoulder is bad. So you have access to this whole thing, not just the tables. Know that you got to go down a little ways to get to
Over 15 inches.
Yeah, to what is going to be most relevant. So above shoulder height, I didn't print out, but for our demonstration, we'll just use the screen later. But yeah, let's simulate the lift that you guys did.
It would still be at your shoulder.
Yeah, it would. I think it is at least my shoulder height. So, so what does that put us? Where does that put us on the reba?
That would be good.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-step sort of lift.
What's that word?
Well, arm and wrist
You're supposed
analysis.
to pick the most extreme with these kind of things. So what's the most extreme movement you're doing? You're picking it up. So it'd be +2.
Well, for which?
Okay.
Okay, so you're doing 8. Yeah, it would be that would be a +2. For 7, I think we need to change what we did.
Yeah,
So,
because you're going all the way out.
so it would be a +3, I think.
+3 for you,
If-
and +4 for us.
Right. So do that.
No, so +8 is just the lower arm, so it's your lower arm.
Yeah, yep. And I think that is a +2. Yep. And then the wrist position.
But you're grabbing a lot.
I think
There's
as
some wrist movement you are twisting.
yeah, I think maybe at first it's pretty straight, but then
It's more of a midline though. You're twisting here
Yeah.
instead of this part of
yeah, that's a good point. The only options are +1, +2. I don't think it's a
the
An ex-
midline's just a +1.
okay. Oh, yeah, you're right there. So plus. Oh, it will add +1. So if it's fairly neutral this way, then it's +1, but we add an extra, right? If the midline is bent,
Yeah.
so it would be +2. So now we need to refer to table B. Our upper arm score was 3. Lower arm was 2, and wrist was a 2.
Or a 5.
So we get 5 for the posture score. But now we need coupling. And if this was the box, did the box have handles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's good.
Was okay. So we're just adding 0, and we end up with 5 for our B score. Now we look up our A and B. So we had 8 for A, 5 for B. So you guys will have higher numbers than these, at least for B, because you're lifting above your shoulder. So that gives us a 10. So our C score is 10. An activity score, it's not very static, but depending on how often we want to assume we're doing this, and we need to remember the frequency for the NIOSH lifting equation as well, and the duration. So we got to pick something that we can use for both of those techniques, just for the purposes of the assignment. But let's say, trying to think, there are probably several jobs where you've got to do that. I mean, I'm thinking like loading a pallet or something. It's not exactly that lift, but something similar, where you might do it up to 2 hours a day. But I can't see a lot of jobs where you're just doing that all day. I don't know. Can anyone think of one?
Shipping and handling, you're only allowed to pallet boxes for so long before you have to.
So let's assume that this is more than 1, but less than 2 hours a day. And in each minute, we are lifting it 4 times a minute. It just seems to be a nice number, every 15 seconds. So
Repeated small range actions more than 4 times per minute. But is
So
it
it says-
small range or is it large?
So I think this is a large range, although it's not more than 4. It's right on the edge there. 4. Action causes rapid, large range change in postures.
It would need it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we would add anything here. So 0. So that would give us a 10 for our rebus score, and that is in high risk. So we should find. Has anyone seen those? Well, so there are robots that will load pallets and like unpack pallets,
So cool.
and they're also a little less cool and technical, but they're those self-rising pallets.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things to look at. Now we'd have a justification to go talk to someone higher up and say, hey, we need this.
Shipping and handling is always your is what I found from doing my manufacturing job was every single one of our red and yellows was our shipping and handling. There was nothing we could do. We had a grumpy old man who didn't like technology down there. It's like, no, I'm fine. And we're like, no, you're not. You'll literally destroy yourself. And then she mentioned, well, you had a car accident 2 years ago, and I've been continuously fixing your spine. And I'm like, I need another job.
Yeah,
shipping and handling is always a grumpy old man.
you do get people who are, even if it's for their own good, they're just resistant to change, and they like it the way it is.
I don't see the harm.
It's kind of like so my dad, he owns a very small construction company. I mean, it's basically just him, and he still does a lot of or pretty much all the manual labor himself. I mean, sometimes he has people helping him and they can do some of it, but I've been trying to get him find a job that he would be comfortable doing that isn't so laborious. And I've found things in the past like, Dad, you could do this. And he's never really interested. And I've discovered that like he's happy where he is, even if it's like tearing up his body, and who knows, he might get hurt and have to like be forced to retire at some point. He's happy where he is. and yeah, and some people are just kind of like that, and that's hard. I don't know how you get that person to willingly
Sometimes
change.
not.
Yeah.
My in-laws are. If you're not sweating and if you're not hurting, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. So, anyway, so let's do some quick conversions here. Let's see. I think for kilograms it's 2.2 basically, and let's say my bag weighs 30 pounds. I'm just guessing, and we're going to do that divided by 2.2. Wow, before that load, wow, is that really 2.2 kilos for every pound? Or is it the other way around? 2.2 pounds for every kilo.
2.2 pounds per kilo. Right?
Yeah, that's right. 40 kilos it's pretty heavy. I'm curious what that is. 40 times in pounds. 88 pounds. Okay, yeah, so it's
That's unreasonable.
yeah, that's if you're loading well, I think you're right. Yeah. I mean, if we look at the body weight, the subject body weight, it is, yeah. So the example left he has here, it's
1 pound to every kilogram.
we're doing pounds to kilograms, but this is how he has it. We're right.
Kilograms is 0.45 for every 1 pound.
Yep. So or 2.2 pounds for every 1 kilo. So his example lift is fairly intense. Like if you're doing that multiple times a day, just once, not so bad, but
You're doing that 6 or 7 times an hour.
yeah, that's yeah. Wow. Okay. His example also had 4 times a minute. And I think it was, oh wait, no, this is a male. It was a male. Okay. Wow. Anyway, that's that's kind of intense. You know, I'm curious how many hours he has in this exam. You know, how many hours a day are they doing this at that pace? Hopefully not a lot, but
I think it's really hilarious when I'm applying for job applications and some of these are like, I need you to lift 50 pounds. And I'm like, there's no way in seven hells, 5'1", 100-pound person's lifting 50 pounds.
I think that
There's
they
no way in hell that most people are doing that. A lot of companies forbid lifting 50 pounds.
they put that on there, but
You just say yes and get the job.
yeah. I
Jerry
mean,
can lift 50 pounds assisted.
yeah.
Very rarely, I feel like they're actually going to test you.
I have never been tested, but
Yeah,
like
no.
looking at wine jobs for safety positions, they're like, we need you to lift 50 pounds. And I'm like,
Just say you can, and because I don't. I mean, if it's safety, the heaviest thing you're gonna lift is some of your own safety equipment. Yeah. It's they put that on there, I think, to just protect themselves, basically. So
funny.
so the load width in centimeters, I don't know for that box. Assume for your assignment, well, it was a square, right? If you looked at it from the top, so square-ish. So let's say, now 12 centimeters is not very big. Wow, that is a pretty dense box. 90 pounds in, you know, it's like a gold ingot. I mean, you know, we're not doing 88 pounds. We're doing 30 pounds. But let's say, actually, let's do, I was guessing, we'll go ahead and do the number that you guys are going to have to do. And it was 15 kilos, right? So equals that times, 2.2. 33 pounds. I mean, it's close to what I was guessing, but and let's say, yeah, you're 2/3 of the way. You're 2/3 of the way to 50 pounds. Let's say it is, let's see, 25 centimeters would be 10 inches. Would you say it was about a foot?
Yeah.
A foot in each direction?
Maybe 2.
I say two crafts.
So a foot would have been about this. Maybe it was more like a foot and a half.
No.
So 18 inches.
Yeah.
So I can say 18 times 2.54. And that's not what we want. We're saying squarish. So about 46 centimeters by 46 centimeters. Okay, we do need this for the NIOSH lifting equation. The frequency of the lift per minute. Yeah, we said 4, and I'm male, so I'll leave that 1. All right, so back to NIOSH. Okay, so I updated things for us. That's nice. That is the beauty of that. Although we are gonna have to. Oh, okay, it will calculate that for you. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about that. So it will use, if you use this, copy and paste.
For stick figures,
Well, the stick figures, but you'll have to copy and paste these data. You should see this on the worksheet from the biomechanics lab. The what generated your figures, you just copy and paste that in. It'll generate the figures for you, and then calculate those these values for you. So that's nice. Convenience. Yeah.
You know what I'm getting?
Forget the app. Go ahead and use the worksheet. So it calculates that for you. No asymmetry. And we said 4 cycles per minute. Yeah, I don't remember what, let's see. What is this? Why do we have two?
One, destination and origin.
I
So you
guess
have
it's. I guess he's.
one for your origin and one for your destination. Do you have access to that old PowerPoint?
Yeah. No.
No.
You mean
The NIOSH.
the NIOSH lifting equation? You know what? I don't think I have it up there. I'll add that. Just remind me when
There
we're.
might just be me.
So yeah. Well, so. I would think. And 25. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing here. The distance is the same. I'm not totally sure why he has the two separate ones. No. So you should get a single value. And the thing is, so some things should be identical. I guess he's sort of treating it as a two-part lift. The first part and then the second part is my best guess here. Just go with that though. So I don't remember what values were here before, but I do know that they were higher than 1.43 and 3.37. Hey Ash. Yeah, you got some papers there. Anyway, but regardless of the values, what can you conclude about our lifting index? It's small, but it is over 1. So that's the cutoff. If it's over 1, then it's too heavy. You need to reduce the load or change something else. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was for his tech, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was for me. Oh well, it's
Sort of.
it
not
the
supervised.
the stick figures
Oh.
are not mine.
Okay.
So I don't know. We don't know for sure. And that was for squat only. You can see how it doesn't change a whole lot.
For stooping.
Yeah, for the stoop.
It's still bad for you.
Yeah. And to be honest, with this destination, so at the end, it's actually better than the squat.
Some companies have started restricting employees. You're not allowed to lift more than 15 pounds unassisted.
Wow.
To prevent this from happening.
Yeah. Well, that's
over 15 up to 50 is two-person lift or unassisted lift. Anything over 53 or more.
So that's one way to control it. If you look at, so I was actually at a professional meeting yesterday in Phoenix, and a guy who works for I think he works for an insurance company, maybe not, but he was showing some data and information from insurance companies, and the number one workers' compensation claim category is overexertion, and I guarantee that is mostly ergonomics. There might be some other stuff in there. It's kind of a vague category, but I guarantee at least 50% of that is lower back or shoulder or knee. It's all ergonomics.
Ergonomics versus how their ergonomics are always higher than anything else.
I think for most industries, most companies, ergonomics, to be honest, is going to be a leading cause of injuries, of workers' compensation claims, of higher insurance premiums. So it's important, even though, we have these tools, none of them are awesome. They're good at different things, but anyway, so once you're done with that, we're just going to do the squat part. Actually, if you paste that other information in, like, you don't have to do anything else for for these. Yeah, it'll do it all for you. It'll do the squat and the stoop. So you'll be set. So copy and paste this into your report. It's the Reba. So the first part that he has, and I'd say just go ahead and follow the same order that he has. So Garg's equation, which you can use this to, that spreadsheet to calculate as well. An IH lifting equation, just go ahead and paste it in.
What is speed on my curiosity about the two?
He doesn't say a lot. Oops. So that's
So he just
not what I
posted the
wanted.
numbers.
Yeah. He just says,
And he's always my gosh, he's saying like less per minute for no one. I shouldn't keep on pretty that's class twos. Terrible.
so he's comparing the two. He's not really comparing to the lifting index, but
No, it cares not.
wow, hold on here.
Why is
These
this
are,
so small?
yeah, these are not the, so he's got those, the load 10 kilograms. Okay, so what is in the default for that spreadsheet is not what he has on the report. Because it was, maybe he was just testing out some extremes or something in the spreadsheet. Anyway.
Maybe he was using it for a specific.
That's possible. So anyway, so yeah, this is much better than what we saw in the spreadsheet.
It's still close.
Right, yeah, it's lower.
I like
It's still over though. Huh?
I like the one we're going to be doing. 15 kilograms. That's 30.
Yeah, this one is for a 10 kilogram load. So your numbers will probably be higher than this. All right, and then psychophysical tables. So again, assuming this is me, and actually, you guys don't have the sheet you need for this. If you're lifting over your shoulder, I guess though, if we're doing me, then we can assume it's right at the shoulder height. So it would be on the back of the sheet. Let me just pull it up.
So 15 inches of shoulder height.
Shoulder is it's saying is at 57. So all right. So the object weight, we said it was 33 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's close to, it's pretty close to 32. So we'll go with 32. But if it was any more, I would say let's round up and say 36. And that's something that you'll see in the NIOSH lifting equation app is they have two fields for the weight of the load. One is for the average weight and one is for the max. So you can look at, if this is a lift that you're performing and it's not always the same weight, which is probably true a lot of the times, then you can include that information. And you know what, to be honest, let's assume that this is one of those equations or one of those instances where the load weight is not always the same. So I'm gonna go for more of the worst case, and or just at least towards that, in that direction. I'm gonna say 36. Maybe I can mark it on here.
You were looking at for a minute, 7 inches, or were you into 15 inches?
Sorry.
Just mark it on it. I'll see this.
Oops, that's not the right place, but so I'm saying 36 pounds.
Okay.
Lifting distance, is actually, well, yeah, it does exceed it. So I hadn't tried these out before. I like the look of them, but we might have to use, yeah, use his. So that is, I guess he doesn't have it in the published, his published, where is it? Oh, he calls it Rebus score sheet, but it also has the psychophysical tables in it. And just remembering that. Yeah. So I'll make these available. Dang it, Liberty Mutual. Yeah, none of them. Well, I'm curious real quick to see if we were to look at above the shoulder. No, still lifting distance of 30 inches.
How does that work if you're going up off the shoulder?
That's a good question. These are lowering. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can find some that make more sense. There are different versions I found. This is for pushing. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have to go with his old school sheet. At least for now. So all right. We said every 4 times a minute, right? So that would be about here. We're not going to be too interesting. I'm trying to remember if I was using like fuchsia or magenta circles. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we said 4 times a minute, which is really once every 15 seconds, but that's pretty close to 14, so we're going to go with that. Nope. Dang it. Okay. No.
Would it just be easier to like use the pen tool or something and use dots?
We'll see. Well, I can just, I don't think I can use the touchscreen this way, but that's okay. Who needs that? Okay. Oh, and we're on the female table. Okay. Again, so this is for me. It's not going to be, it's going to be fuchsia. All right, so 14 seconds for every lift. And this is centimeter. Oh, the width of the box. We said how many centimeters?
18 inches.
So when we did the conversion, it was 46 centimeters. So it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty close to this. Why? I don't remember when I was using fuchsia fill. Maybe they do get a hold of this sometimes. Okay, vertical distance of the lift in centimeters. It's going to be pretty high. So from the ground.
It said it was 140.
Oh yeah,
Or-
good point. It should tell us in here in if we look at the NIOSH lifting equation, the vertical location. So we can, let's see, what we can do is just go like this, do that minus that, 100. So it still doesn't fit real well with what we've got, but
Fuchsia. No, computer's just lucky.
yeah, it is. And to be honest, that's, oh,
And then you just circle it.
yeah, except,
These,
well, so we're doing all three of these, to be honest. Lifting it from the floor to knuckle height, from knuckle to shoulder, and then shoulder height, arm reach, right? You lifted it up and you put it on, and so you're doing all of them. Now in his example, he doesn't.
Yeah, how long to do this?
2 weeks.
You have a couple weeks. I don't think it'll be that hard, but
I don't want to.
you are doing each of these. So, and then last one.
No, you got 3 more circles.
Well, what I'm gonna do is we'll look at multiple populations like he does. So if you look at the sample report, he looks at, okay, he had the circle or the square over there. So he's looking at different percentiles of the population, anywhere from 9 to 18 pounds is this pounds? Kilograms. So 18 kilograms is more like, yeah, and kilograms, that's over 40 pounds. So that's yeah, that's interesting. You know, I wonder how conservative these numbers are. But so you can see you might get something different with the psychophysical tables than you do from the NIOSH lifting equation. And that's for lifting it to knuckle height. But if you also look over here, it starts to get smaller. So once lifting it here from knuckle to shoulder, we've got
13, 6, 7, and then 11.
yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it. So you can see 8 to 13, and then 7 to 11. And so if someone is doing that entire range of lift, which set do you want to pick?
The 11.
Right. So for your report, just go ahead and you can just go ahead and focus on the arm to, the shoulder to arm reach, because that's going to be the smallest number, and you don't want to exceed that. You don't want to exceed any of the numbers. But if you're safe with the shoulder to arm reach lift, then you're going to be safe with the others. So highlight the, over there. And that's the last one. So
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
questions?
Stop lying. Easy.
I feel like once you sit down and do it, like,
You'll get done in an hour.
So definitely use the worksheet. Copy and paste your values in from your lift, your biomechanics lab. And hopefully Garg's equation is still fresh on your brain because you're finishing that assignment. And we just recently covered it. So let me go print off. Let me go print off exam 2. But any questions? Because if not, then I'm gonna stop the recording while I go get it. All right.